This is going to be a newer version of my previous tutorial on how to solve 3x3x7, which can also be used to apply to a 3x3x5. This is a method I've kind of figured out myself. I'm pretty sure many other people have, but whenever I made my first tutorial, I didn't see anything like that. So in all the tutorials I watched, they kind of started to get redundant with the steps that you did and stuff like that. So I kind of started figuring out my own method. The method itself is based on reduction of big cubes into smaller cubes. Like on a 4x4, you reduct the centers and then you reduct the edges and you get a 3x3. So here you pretty much do the same thing, but instead you're going to reduct the edges and then you're going to reduct the corners and so on and so forth, and you're going to kind of solve it 2 to 3 layers at a time. Okay, so once you have it solved as a domino, you're going to start mixing up like a 3x3, which is when you come to first step, solving 3x3 parts. When you're solving the 3x3 parts, the only things you need to know is the middle layer, where the actual solid pieces are, needs to be correct. Otherwise, the permutation doesn't matter for the top and bottom layers as long as the orientation is correct. Okay, so first thing you want to do is you're going to want to basically sort of like before, you're going to build like a sort of like a cross on the bottom layer to where you have all 4 cross pieces oriented correctly. Okay, and then you're going to want to start putting in corners and edge pairs. Make sure the corner is orientated correctly. If you're not advanced enough to do corners and edges, then you can do corners and then edges, which I still do that sometimes. Okay, now once you got that, the entire bottom layer should be maneuverable, which means now you're going to go to OLL on the top layer. And that is step 1 of your steps. So now you've reduced it down from a scrambled mess into a domino-based 3x3. Okay, so your next step is going to be the first step of the reduction, which is going to be rebuilding the bottom edges. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to look in the bottom layer and look for your pieces. Right now there's 2 green pieces there, and there's the green bottom edge right there. So you're going to line it up, and there you already got 1 edge. Generally, you can build 1 edge in the bottom layer before you do anything else. Okay, another example is you're going to build the black-red edge in the top layer. You're going to line it up, and then you're going to place it with the algorithm. Since you're going to be doing it from your front, it's going to be left, right, reverse, front 2, right, left. And you're just going to start pairing your algorithm, pairing your edges. So next I would do the orange. And then I'd put the orange in. And then finally the blue. So that is step 1 of the reduction part. Part 2 of the reduction part is going to be the corner edges. Okay, so basically you're going to see what you got. Like right here, I noticed a blue and orange and a blue and orange. So I'm going to look for the final blue and orange. And it is not in the bottom layer. So it's this blue and orange right here. So I'm going to get these blue and oranges out with the following algorithm. Right 2, up, right 2, reverse up, right 2. Okay? Then I'm going to line up the edges, or the corners sections, until I get a solid edge. And then I'm going to place it above where it needs to go. I'm going to do that algorithm again. Right 2, up, right 2, up, right 2. And that places that corner edge pair. And you're going to keep doing that for all of your edges. Green and red. Green and orange. And finally, blue and red. With a proper amount of practice, you can probably get this to be pretty fast. Okay, at this point on is when you would refix your middle layer. Okay, and in this case, I happen to have a parity because these two need to be switched. So for those, to fix that just real fast, right 2, full up 2, right 2, full up 2, right 2. Okay, and now that is part 1 of how to solve a 3x3x7. For part 2, the link will be in the description, and part 2 will be focusing entirely on the final 3 layers and getting them done as fast as possible.